Sorted. Yeah, he's not on again.
No worries.
Oh, you started recording. Thanks for that.
We have. We're going. We're live. Welcome everybody to another episode of Dirty Old Podcast. It's just myself, Coops, and Gav. How are we doing, Gav?
Not too bad, thank you. Yourself?
Are you? Yeah, I'm good. I go say hello, Gav. You go hello, or something like that. So I didn't want to.
Can't do that when it's one-on-one.
No,
I feel a bit more uncomfortable. So I'm at school.
Well, we were supposed to have Rousey, wasn't we? But he's decided to go for some food.
He's got 8 fingers.
Maybe that's why he's gone for food, because he's hungry and want to eat his fingers. But it's just me and Dee. So we're going to talk about obviously the Grimsby game. I know that seems like, obviously, apologies we didn't come on last week. So we're going to quickly go over the Grimsby game, just a quick brief overview. We'll also look at the Northampton game, and then we'll look ahead to tomorrow's game against Bradford, and then the midweek EFL Trophy game against Rochdale away. So, at the game, Gav, Grimsby, was you there?
1-1.
Yeah. You knew that, didn't you?
Yeah. I should have bet on that, shouldn't I?
What was your thoughts on the game, Gav? I mean, it was a game. Grimsby kept coming up from the National League last season. Although away record was pretty good coming into the game. Scoreline 1-1. But what did you think? How did the game pan out from the first minute to the last whistle?
Well, we had an offer. We had a quick talk about sort of changing tactics, and that's the first game I've noticed that we seem to have changed. And I think we've probably changed a few games before, but from my memory, beginning of the season, Neil Wood was saying attacking football, exciting, fans about get behind us, come to more lane. It's about be it's about to be fantastic. Then I realised at that game that he's put a line under that, and I think he's gone, we've got a chance to get promoted here if we be a little bit more sensible. So to me, it seems we're more structured. It seems so we our structure is leaving a lot of space for other teams to play, but it's also leaving space for us. I sort of like went in a bit, dug myself an over. That went a bit wrong. But Luke Bolton, on my right, at the beginning of the season, he was playing towards the edge of our 18-yard box. You know, just waiting there, because the left back tends to, if the ball's on the other side, he's got to go into his back post. He's got to go do it. And Luke Bolton was getting a lot of ball and having a lot of fun now. Now he's a lot deeper. We've seen this playing a lot more structured, a lot more calmer in that game. The amount of times, the first 20 minutes, we sort of passed the ball forward quite a lot, but then we started passing it sideways, and people saying, Galbraith was fantastic, he's excellent. And I actually thought he was one of our worst players, until I thought, well, actually, he's doing what the manager wants him to do. He wants us to be a bit more sensible, a bit more, because all Galbraith does to me is pass the ball sideways. And there was talk about, obviously, at Northampton, always in an attacking midfield position now, and we'll talk about that in a minute, so I'll stop. But yeah, we passed it a lot sideways. But Neil Wood's very clever, I think, because what he's done, he's changed it so we're a lot tighter. I don't think we're about to win matches 3-4, 5-0 and get excited, but we're up near the top. What are we, 2 points off the top? So that was the first game I noticed that. Grimsby, realistically, I thought we should have probably beaten 3 or 4-0, but we didn't play us, so we should have beaten 3 or 4-0. So we're sort of taking every game a lot more tactically and sensible now, rather than going, right, we're about to beat some of these, about to do that. Each game is, if we win 1-0, I think Neil Wood is going home having a glass of champagne, putting his feet up and waiting for Gavin Neville to text him, say, well done. I think that's what the change is, and it's working for him. So like I say, I'm not sort of like trying to say it's a bad thing. I'm actually saying he's actually seeing what's working for us. The opposition don't seem, not just Grimsby, don't seem as so they're as good as the previous years with the away sides or the other teams. So if he can change our tactics and just get us getting them 1-0 wins. Unfortunately, it was 1-1 this game. I think that's what he's done, and I've noticed it. Like say, Matt Game, that's what I noticed. I'm going on about it now, so I should really stop, because however much that football does bore me when we pass it sideways, I'm probably boring you by talking about it.
Well, what I mean, we just caught up before we came on here, and that's what you wanted to bring to the table about his adaptability of Neil Wood. We all presumed, looking after the first 4 or 5 games, where we all got very, very excited. I think every single Salford fan was getting so excited at the football that was going to play, of what we played in that first 4 or 5 games. It was really attacking, fluid. We had every single pundit on TV and online saying how super fluid we are. And that's what you want to hear, because you think super fluid, attacking football is entertaining football. I think, do you think, Gav, that the catalyst of, I'm not saying he's just changed purposely and adapted. I suppose you've got to have several game plans for the season. It's kind of like a what if this happens. I'm sure he's taking one game at a time, but do you think maybe the Tranmere game had something to do with maybe Neil Wood kind of, bear in mind it's his first senior job, what expectation he had coming into the season? I'd love to know, but obviously that Tranmere game was played out one of our worst games. We didn't have a shot. We just couldn't find to have a shot. We just didn't get the space. Do you think that he's looked at that game and thought, I need to be a little bit more adaptable here? I can't just play the one philosophy that I've got in my mind. I need to change things.
I might be critical here, and this sounds a little bit bad. I'm not sure he has been adaptable. I think, it feels to me that what he's done, he's gone, notice one or two. This has happened a lot in previous season. Notice one or two players maybe doing something a little bit different from what he wants. So I think what he's done is actually gone, whoa, you follow my instructions. This is our game plan. We play as a team, and we will get the results. If you don't want to play my way, then there's a bench for you or whatsoever. But that's more what I think he's done. Is more, let's play it my way. So everybody seems to be playing the same sort of. They all know what's happening. As I mentioned, Galbraith before. Sorry, he's a fantastic football player. So one of our centre backs got it. It might have been a leak. On the edge of our box that game, Galbraith was near him. There was loads of space around him from Galbraith before Leak passed it and looked away at the other centre back, knowing that there won't be a side pass to a centre back.
Mm.
So they all sort of know that we're not about maybe hit it up front or move fast. They've actually knowing, let's keep the possession. He knew he was passing it sideways. We knew he was passing it back. It might seem a little bit boring to us, but they seem to know that this is a job. This is what the manager wants us to do. So I think it's more discipline and structure which has sort of changed. Let's just keep to my game plan. Let's just say, and we'll get the results.
Yeah, I think it's about. There's been a few times though. I think Vassell's done it a few times. Leak certainly does it. And again, I'm not pulling people out just to have a negative say on it. And you just talked about how Galbraith maybe passed sideways. Galbraith is the type of person who receives the ball, and not like it's a hot potato, but he keeps the ball moving. And I think he's probably been told, you are that sort of. You're in that pivotal position where keep the ball moving, get us going quick, and it might be a sideways pass, but that pass coming into him and he gets it going quick. If it's quick enough, it stretches the defending team. What I have noticed, Vassell and Leak, mostly Leak compared to Vassell, is sometimes they don't move it quick enough. The ball gets played into them by King or Chapman, and Leak's done it a few times. He stands on the ball, he's like hesitating, rather than keeping the ball moving. If the ball's static, the game isn't changing. If the ball's moving all the time, the game's changing all the time. That's when the openings appear. But I mean, talk about Vassell. Opened up the score in second minute. We're all thinking, great start to the game. This is going to be a 3-4-0 game. But I think we just really caught them unaware. Sort of, first whistle goes 2 minutes. But crossed in by Bailey. Vassell knocked it in. Great goal, and unfortunately we did concede. But again, possession stats 62% compared to 38. However, they did outshoot us, and that's not usual for us. We normally have, all right, Tranmere excluded as well, but usually we have quite a few shots as well. But again, it shows you the tight game. And going into that game, Grimsby had won their last 3 away games. Yeah, I think they won the last 3 or 4 away games, so there was very strong form coming into that game. So it was always going to be
a quick one as well. I think we did mention, or I might have mentioned, I think Rose says, or we were saying, Max Krull comes in there. Or to be quite honest, apart from our goal at the corner, I actually thought he was excellent. I thought he's matured a lot, and I thought, well done, my lad. I actually, at the end of the game, I thought, well done, Max. I thought you moved on from what you were. You've matured, you've grown up, and you've actually developed as a keeper. And I like I said, that was one of the things I thought I'd mention, because we did sort of have only a joking little dig at him, but yeah, I thought he was excellent.
Yeah, he seemed to collect every ball that was in the air. He seemed to collect really well, and he sort of
After the first
managed his area quite well.
Yeah.
So look, it is what it is. I actually thought 1-1, as disappointing as the result was, I think if you look at it from an outside perspective, you play goal 1-1 was probably a fair result overall.
Definitely.
Not really too much to argue about on that. So, but we then went into Northampton away last Saturday, and we picked up a cheeky little win on the road at Northampton, at one of our teams that I don't think we've beaten previously.
No.
And yeah, I mean, I wasn't at the game, Gav, so I'm going to let you, delve into this one.
Well, Northampton, like I say, you can normally guarantee decent side. They're one of them clubs. They're a big club. I think they've got quite good financial backing, and you can normally guarantee a tough match. Like I say, it's the first time we beat them. So the result, 1-0, absolutely fantastic. 3 points at Northampton. You'd take that any day. So the first half, saying that about Northampton, I thought, I was looking around, I thought, where are they? They never turned up. Northampton, it was the worst I've ever seen them. We got the goal, and all we needed to do then is actually defend well. We did a Tranmere. What Tranmere did against us, Northampton came out in the second half. They were moving the ball quick. They were mainly sending it to the left. Can't think who was it. The number 10, the left winger, or the 11, whoever he was. He was getting the ball a lot, getting the ball in, or what have you. We did a Tranmere on, and we sat deep and we defended well. And to see how we defended them was showing we've actually had got a decent team spirit. We was like, did they look like they were about to score? I don't think they did. Were they a better team in the second half? 100% they were. No, Northampton. They were throwing everything at us, but we let them. We didn't really look as though we was about to get a second, but we didn't need it. As long as we kept a clean sheet, Tom King did well, collecting the balls. His kicking seemed to be a little bit better as well. So we had a couple of comments at the game in the stands, and obviously one was Galbraith. So every time he got the ball, me and a few lads were saying, sideways, and he did, so we started laughing. So only a joke, because he always passes sideways 9 times out of 10. The other one was, and I had a few people that go, what? And I sort of said it with a pinch of salt, but I said, and we'll see what you think about this one. I said, Endre is the worst number 9 we have had. People went, what about this one? I said, no. He's the worst number 9 we've had, in my opinion. I said, I think he's one of the best players we've had or got, technically and his ability-wise, but number 9, I think he's the worst. What do you think?
I
put you on the spot there.
Well, I think if you go off his, you want your number 9 to be scoring goals, don't you? That's the thing. That's the whole point of a number 9 is a goal scorer. We're creating chances, and to be fair, the chances that he's had, he's scored, or not as many as we'd like. Granted, he had a miss against Harrogate again, but that was a stretch, and little things like that. Now, is he entirely getting in the positions that he needs to be getting in? Maybe not. Maybe that's why he's not getting a score sheet. He does come out wide, and he does drop quite deep to get the ball, as you saw against Sutton, where he picked the ball up and scored from, picked the ball up in our half and then got it into London, and the rest is history. But you do want your number 9 to be in the box every single time when we're attacking. And if he's coming deep or he's going out wide, then he isn't a traditional number 9. Yeah, I mean, I won't want to, not sitting on the fence, but I wouldn't want to be on here and say he's the worst number 9 we've had. But then you've caveated that with the fact
in the Football League, since we've been in the Football League.
Okay, I mean, maybe so. I don't know, without looking a little bit further in other teams and how their number 9's performance. Is he an Andy Cook at Bradford when we talk about Bradford tomorrow? Is he an Andy Cook? No, Andy Cook's a bit of a different player. But I do think he does give other things, as long as we're scoring goals.
I think he's probably in our top 3 of our best players we've had, ability-wise. Since we've been in the Football League, he's definitely in the top 3 ability. So I'm not saying him as a footballer. Him as a footballer is one of the best players we've had, not a doubt. Him as a number 9, I don't know why. If you put Matty Lund as number 9, he'd score more goals. Put Watson as number 9, he'd score more goals. Hendry, for me, again, is a number 10. But like I say, as a number 9, I honestly believe that. But I think he's probably worse we've had it since we've been in Football League. And like I said, Lund would score more than him if he was at number 9. Yeah,
one thing I can agree with you with there, Gav, is he's probably a number 10. Rather than out and out number 9. So if that's basically what you're saying, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying he shouldn't be in the game. What for me, when you want to get promoted, there's a couple of things. Is not losing more than 12 games. That's important. And the other one is your number 9, you need to be getting 20, 25 goals from them. If your number 9 gets 20, 25 goals, you're up there. You've got a massive chance as long as you defend well and blah, blah, blah. Is he about to get 20 plus goals this season?
Saying that though, we've never in the period that I've watched over the last about 8 years, whatever it is now, off the top of my head. I'm trying to think who. The only one I can think who usually got quite a lot of goals. I mean, you talk about like Gareth Seddon.
But again, going back to this, not even to that. So we're in the Football League now, which is totally different kettle of fish. We've been close, and you're saying, well, we haven't had someone who scored 20 goals. Maybe that's the reason, and that's why I'm saying them 12 games defeats. That's a maximum. If we had a striker who could score 20 plus goals last year, the year before, we would have been very close.
Yeah,
if we got that one this year, we could potentially win the league because I'm not sure the other teams are as good as the previous seasons. I think Forest Green, the last 3 years, there were teams. So twice they didn't get promoted. Last year they did. So let's discount last season. Their team 2 years ago and the year before that would walk this league.
Yeah.
Because I think their football and their 2 years ago and 3 years ago, much better than what I've seen from any team this season. So the quality isn't there. But if we had someone who was scoring 20 goals, a number 9 scoring 20 goals, I think we would probably walk this league this season. I still think we're about to get promoted because we're doing the things right. We're keeping the defeats down. We're a few points off top, and like I said, Neil Wood's got that mix just perfect now. Maybe not entertaining, but we're up there. We got the points. There's a long way to go. I know that.
Yeah, there's going to be games. There's still a lot of games to play in this season, so there's going to be a good chunk of games that we're going to walk away, home or away, where we're going to go, that was a great game of football. I was entertained. There's going to be some games where we're going to lose, and in those games we deserve to get beat. We're going to be disappointed. We're going to maybe play well, but we just got beat by a narrow last minute goal. Look, there's going to be loads of things that are going to happen between now and the end of the season. But to your point, Gav, you talked about beginning of these podcasts at the beginning of the season about, on average, you can lose about 12 games and you'd be in the top 3. And as long as we stay on that track, which we are, I would say we're ahead on that. Just keep on that curve, and let's enjoy it as well. We've got to enjoy. You've got to enjoy football. If you keep stressing over football, it's not for you. And
Exactly.
you know, let's see where it goes. But just one last thing on Northampton. You talk about that 20 goal striker, number 9. Not so much a number 9, but obviously Sam Hoskins. The fact that he's the leading goal scorer in the league. Northampton are the leading scorers in the league, and we kept a clean sheet, and we didn't allow Sam Hoskins. Now, Sam Hoskins, I believe, I think he wears number 7. Doesn't mean he's a right winger, but I think he plays on the left and cuts inside. I think they play with like a 3 or 3 up top, but they use that inside forwards, whatever it may be. He's not a number 9, but he consistently at this level in League 2. I don't know what his level would be, but certainly in League 2 last season, he got 20 plus goals. And look at where Northampton finished. Okay, they didn't get promoted, but they finished in the playoffs. And Northampton are consistently in the playoffs. The last 3 seasons, they've always been there. They've always been there. So really good. I think we just edged on the possession. We was outshot by 15 shots to 8. And I think Kingy made again, only commenting from the highlights, and not something you don't like to do, Gav.
Just one Go on, carry on talking.
There was 3 saves that I can remember that Kingy made, and I think to your point, Gav, you said Northampton didn't look like they was going to score, and correct, I would agree with you on that from what I saw. The saves that Kingy made were really good saves, and I'm not taking that away from him at all. However, he should have saved them as well. So, you know, I say that because that was only down to the fact that positionally he was in the right place. So he made those saves, which were important saves, but they didn't look like scoring either. So, are you still there, Gav?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, I agree with what you were saying, though. And yeah, Kingy is. I actually thought he did do really well, because week before he'd just come back from Wales on international duty, so he was dropped. Well, not necessarily dropped. I guess he might have got back late. And for me, he could have gone, we're positioning the team and what have you. He turned up, and I think it helped him not playing the week before.
But it's good to have competition, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Chapman didn't really do much wrong. Some might say, and I'm sure he might think, a little bit harsh, King coming back in. But as a club, King is our number 1. I know some fans will go, I wish he wasn't. Some will go, I wish he was. He kept it clean. What Tom King does, and yes, you have got 10 other players in front of him, but King, he does keep clean sheets. He has the record. He has that record last season, and I think he's right up there for clean sheets this season. Okay, that also goes with the team being defensively sound as well.
Yeah.
But again, a goalkeeper's there to stop the ball going in. It's like a striker. You talk about Colin Hendry not being a number 9 getting 20 goals, but we can't take the credit away from King just because we can go, well, collectively we're defensively sound. King's there to stop the ball, and he keeps a lot of clean sheets, so we give him his credit on that.
No, definitely.
So, I mean, the games don't get any easier. I mean, we just come out on the back of a good result against Northampton, and then tomorrow I don't know whether I'm excited about the game or not, because our home form is, we'll put it this way, Bradford have won their last 3 away games, and we haven't won in the last 3 home games. And Bradford are 2 places behind us, behind by 3 points. This is going to be a tough game, Gav, isn't it?
Definitely. They've sold out, so Bradford ends about be full. The fans about to be there. They got Uzi on the bench manager. They're about to be up for it. Bradford versus Salford. Again, I think it's like Bradford, Leyton Orient, Northampton. There's a few of them games you always go, before we even start, this is about to be a tough game. We sort of like live off each other to a certain extent as well. It's like there's a little bit of playing Bradford out of them and they'll be doing the same about Salford. It won't be let's have this Salford team. So I reckon it'll be quite a good feisty atmosphere. I think the players, Will they be feisty? They'll be up for it. Will it be entertaining? To be honest, I'm not bothered. Would now has changed my opinion on what I should enjoy at football. So I'm about to start enjoying what I explained before about how we've been playing tactically all together, trying to keep clean sheets or what have you. And I'm about to see if what I said 5-10 minutes ago is sort of like true tomorrow. See if we continue on that, keeping our shape and whatsoever. And if we do, I'll be more excited about us having an identity. So we're up there with a couple of points off top, and we're consistently playing well, keeping clean sheets, working as a team. Yes, there might be loads of sideways passes, but I like them now. I'm about to start cheering them. I'm not about to laugh, I'm about to start cheering them. So it's got 0-0 written all over it, because I don't think either team wants to lose. Yeah, I'm on the tightrope here. What do I say? Do I say actually? I reckon we're about to score. Injuries about getting hat trick tomorrow.
Well, I mean, we're Bradford are 3 points behind us. In a head-to-head, we've played them 6 times. We've had the good lion's share. We've won 4 times to their 1, and obviously that means we've drew once before. I think Andy Cook is there. We talked about a number 9 is their leading striker. He's, I think, the second highest goal scorer in the league with 9 goals. And I was having a little look on the forum. There seems to be a little bit of a split opinion with Andy Cook in terms of him playing, and I don't know the full story. I don't know if Mark Hughes is playing him all the time or whether. I mean, either way, he's got 9 goals so far. So he's obviously, from my opinion, outside looking in, seems to be doing an all right job. We know he's a tall chap. Set pieces. We're going to have to be careful, I think, because I know Andy Cook, he can score with his head and his feet, to be fair. So we definitely need to keep an eye on him. But just on your point there, Gav, about playing possession football, being defensively sound, and I don't mean that being defensively as a negative, but like you say, structured. If you can boss the possession, restrict the other team from shots, you're not going to keep every shot out, in terms of you're not going to keep, not only a clean sheet, but a team having no shots. That's not football. Well. Yeah, it's not football. And you always say 9 times out of 10, every team, including us, are going to have at least one chance, and if you might take it. But if you can restrict the chances and boss the possession, you don't lose many games. It's as simple as that. Football is very easy, and as long as we've got a little bit in us that can go and get a goal, I think there's 3 goals in tomorrow's game. I don't think it's going to be a draw, but I don't know who's going to win. It's going to be 2-1, and I don't know. Of course, I want it to be Salford. I think it's just going to be one of those games. I really don't know. But you mentioned about Northampton, Leyton Orient, Bradford, and these teams. They're all tough games, but these are the games. This is, if you can't get up for a game of football for these type of games, as a player, as a manager, and as fans, what do you want from a football game? This is one of the biggest games we've had at Peninsula this season so far. Bradford. They bring a massive crowd. There'll be plenty of flares. There'll be orange, purple going on.
Not allowed to take them.
Yeah, keep it home, otherwise you'll have a ban. Yeah, and no rain on the pitches and all that. Let's have a good game of football. So yeah, look, there's not much more to say.
What's that? Can I just have a sarcastic word about someone running on a pitch?
Yeah, go on.
Someone on a pitch. Please wait till it's a cup final. Please strip naked. Please make it the last thing in your life you want to do. Don't do it when we're just playing at bloody Grimsby at home or something like that, because you're about to get banned. Get a cup final. Get naked. Make sure you do the full length of the pitch, because you're about to get banned. So enjoy it, but just don't spoil it for everyone else when we're trying to get a goal against Grimsby.
Yeah, I mean, just a quick one on that. I mean, do you know what? The way I looked at it though, Gav, is my first initial thought, and I don't know the boys, and I'm not here to offend anybody as well, but my first impression was, what are these idiots doing on the pitch, right?
Day trippers,
right? But then my second thought was, the kids, and I'm not being funny. Like we've all done stupid things as kids. And what really annoyed me was the stewards, because just, you know what, like the kids ran the full length of the pitch, didn't do anything to the players, but the whole point of people coming onto the pitch and what the stewards are there for is, you don't know if those boys are carrying anything, and I'm sure they wasn't at all. They're just running on for a laugh. But the stewards don't know that. Now the stewards should have been on there as quick as anything. And the funniest thing was, the lads ran back to the home end, and then as they climb over, one of the stewards on the pitch starts running like he's made an effort. Oh, I've made an effort. And then another thing I wanted to mention, because I've been dying to mention this again with the stewards, is at the end the full-time whistle goes and everybody's leaving the seats and the stands and they're clapping the team and stuff. And I think another lad jumped over, and a big steward grabbed him, and this only a young lad. He's trying to get off and everything like that, and he's trying to get back over the metal fence. And the steward's going, no, you're coming with me. And this lad's still trying to get over the fence. He's going, no, you come with me. And all of a sudden the steward goes, all right, if you're climbing over, off you go. And it's just like,
well, it mentioned with stewards. I was about to say, have you not looked at our stewards before in the past 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons? 95% of them are just there for a paycheck. They're actually probably better as statues. I think they're actually there just because we have to have a certain amount of stewards for a certain amount of things. They are actually a waste of space to a certain extent. And I don't like saying that, because I actually think about my safety, my friend's safety and stuff. If something was to happen, you want them stewards actually being proactive.
Yeah.
If someone was about to run on the pitch with a knife or weapon, God forbid it, to one of our players, or even an away player, whoever it is, that's the last thing you want to see on a football pitch. So like I say, keep off the pitches, and like I say, it sort of spoils it for us as well, because I think, did we not have a corner as well?
Yeah, we waiting to take a corner.
It slows the game down, so it stops the game. It slows the game down. We want a goal, not to see some plonker running on the pitch.
No, absolutely. And I think, like I say, it was a kid thing to do, and they found it funny. And you got to remember that we've all done that once before, but they've got to also remember.
Are you running a football pitch at Salford?
No.
So it isn't really something to do whether you're a kid or not. I don't think that is sensible, to be quite honest. We've done kid things before, which is probably worse than that. But don't run on a football pitch. Come on, it's silly. You better get banned.
I mean, I've seen last game of season when we've gone up. I've seen 2,000 or 3,000 people run on that, and I just stand back and watch. But
I run on.
I must admit, though, I'm sure. I mean,
I seen Andy Giblin's face, and it was terror. He was like staring at everybody. He was like 3,000 on the pitch, and he's like, because at the end of the day, he's trying to be professional doing his job. Inside, he would have been really happy, but it's like you're actually not allowed to do it. But luckily, there was obviously nothing damage happening. But I believe this season they're actually even cramping down on that. So previously, I think to a certain extent, last game of the season, it has been seen as fine up until last season.
Yeah,
that's been cramped down this season as well. So I think if you do run on this season, I'll stand back with you and watch. Because again, if it says it's bad, it's bad. It's one of them. You've got to respect the rules as well.
Like you say, Gav. If we can, not many people. We have about 100 people that listen to this. So if it's 100 people that can make a difference,
100 streakers.
Yeah, I believe the three lads, or they weren't named, but apparently 3 lads have been given banning orders. So look, I don't know how long that rides for, but look, if you're a Salford fan, you want to watch your team, just stay off the pitch. Just sing a song or shout, do what you want, just don't come on the pitch.
Should we go back to Northampton? Sorry, Bradford, because I never sort of did my conclusion, did I?
Yes, go on.
So you're going 2-1 either way, sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
They could win, we could win, but it might. Well done. The one thing which I like to say, what I've been watching recently was how we changed our structure and whatsoever. So what I'm looking for this Saturday, what I've noticed recently, is Watson and Watt. For me, they've been our two best players of the season, much better than anyone else in our team. If them two are on the ball, as in on the game, should I say? Sorry, on the game. If them two are controlling the pitch, I'm not too bothered what Bradford are about to do, because if them two are having a good game, we're normally working as a team. They're normally fighting. We'll get that chance and we'll win 1-0. Hendry. But yeah, so I'm about to be watching them two, and if we get beat, I'm about to be watching what did them two do different, because for me, with them two in the team, we are not unbeatable, but we are a better structured, stronger team. So 1-0, Hendry, and we'll give Galbraith an assist.
Happy days.
Because I've been mean to him. I'm not meaning to be mean. I think he's a fantastic footballing. His ability footballing wise fantastic. It was a more where I've been watching sideways passing and whatsoever. But I love it now.
I think Gav, you've shown you've got a heart, because the two players that you've kind of had a bit of a negative was Galbraith and Hendry in some ways, and you've counteracted that. But you've gone with Hendry goal and Galbraith to assist.
Hendry, I think, is one of the best players we've ever had in our squad, especially since being in the Football League. I'm unsure that we've got someone else to play that number 9, so he's having to play it. Maybe in January we might get someone else and he can step 10 yards behind that person and maybe work around him or whatsoever. Who knows what Neil Wood's plan is? Neil Wood might be 100% happy. I'm not bothered if Neil Wood might be. If Hendry gets 12 goals, I'm not bothered. Them 12 goals are about to help us get promoted, because how we're working as, we're actually about to concede less and we're probably about to score less. That might be what's in his mindset. We'll probably find out later in the season. Maybe that's it. But I'm sorry, I want 20 goals off me number 9.
Well, do you know what? I was just going to say there, actually, if you actually put it in those terms, let's just say, for argument's sake, we win 12 games, 1-0, and Hendry gets those 12 goals in those 12 games.
He'll get 3 of them.
Well, that's 36 points that he's got on his own. So 12 goals a season in terms of.
Sorry,
But I know what you mean. I think. Again, we've never been a free scoring team either. We're not a Northampton. If you look at the last couple of seasons, our downfall was scoring goals. We've had consistently the last 2-3 years that we've been the most defensively sound. We've not conceded the most goals in the league, or we've conceded the least in the league, and we're not far off at the moment. I think we're joint second, or we're third least conceded in the league. So. Look, if you're winning your games 1-0 and Hendry gets on the score sheet for some of them, perfect. It wins your games. But
we got players back in training as well, so our squad's slowly getting to its full maximum again, to its full strength. So again, that's got to be a plus.
Yeah, I saw obviously Sheps is back in, isn't he? Training. McElhenney.
And Narty was training the other week as well, so I'm sure he's still training this week.
Malin, I don't know what's happening with Malin.
He's gone back to Turkey. He's got a few more teeth he wants to bite. We couldn't see him in Manchester. Could only see him in Salford. No, when the sun came out on his teeth, he wants them brighter.
Well, there's 2 things I wanted to mention, and this is more for the club as well. I actually really enjoyed watching the Shepherd videos that he's put out about his recovery. It's a good insight. If you've not watched it, give it a watch, because it just goes to show the lengthy process of what they go through with these type of injuries. And secondly, also with the World Mental Health Day the other day, with the video with Vassell and Gary Neville, again, something I didn't know about for Sel, but he's really struggled over the years with his mental health, and how he came across and how he explained it was magnificent. So I just wanted to mention that if you've not watched it, to anybody who's listening to this, give him a watch. It's really, really good. Just before we log off, very quickly, EFL Trophy next Tuesday, Rochdale away. Last, is it the last game, or
yeah.
Is the last game, isn't it?
If you remember, all you need to do is go back last week, a week before, just take a cut from Rosie, and he says it's about to be a draw, so we don't need to turn up and nothing. So
yeah, because I think we said we only need to draw against Rochdale because Rochdale are a point behind us.
Yeah, so don't bother.
Easy,
don't bother.
Yeah, fans, stay away. Don't bother.
Yeah, stay away. Andy Rose says, stay away. We only need a draw. It's about to be a cool Tuesday night. Is it a tenner getting it? It'll be, won't it? I think.
I'm not sure.
I think there were 10. I think there were 10 of them cup matches. So to be honest, it's worth a ponder over to Rochdale for that. It's not that far away for most people, is it? But it's only about to be a draw, so we don't expect any like 5-0s or anything.
But a quick permutation for you is if for us to go through, we only need a draw. If we want to top the group, which we are at the moment, we need to win. We'll need to win, providing that Accrington don't win. And then again, I think we can draw Accrington to win, but it depends on goal difference.
No, we can draw, can't we?
We can draw, and we can at least come second, providing again, if Rochdale beat Salford and Accrington beat Liverpool in the 21s, which is quite achievable because Liverpool have not even got a point yet, then we'll be out. So no trip to Wembley. So. It'll be a draw. Save your money.
Rosie's nailed that on for us. He's like stamped it, posted it 2 weeks ago.
We'll tell them
about that. What draw? 1-1, 2-2. Could be a 7-7 draw.
Ooh, 7-7 thriller.
Are we going? 7-7. 5-0 to Rochdale at half time.
We'll play get beat
5-5. 7-5 to Rochdale. Then Hendry gets 2 in the last 2 minutes.
I tell you what, you're jumping on the bandwagon with Hendry now, aren't you? He's one of the best players we've had, but he's now becoming very quickly the best number 9 we've had.
Cool.
To be fair, Gav, I think that sums up the this episode. I think we don't need to say much more on the games. For anybody that listens tomorrow, because I'll put it out tomorrow morning, maybe late tonight, tomorrow morning. Give it a listen, because obviously if you listen to it after the Bradford and Rochdale game, there's no point in listening to it. So give it a listen, give it a share, and if you are at the game tomorrow, enjoy, stay off the pitch, but enjoy yourself, and let's hope for another win.
I'll put my hand up for.
Yes, Gavin.
Is it worth just mentioning that obviously there's just us two tonight. If anyone wants to come on this, if they get in contact with yourself, then like having a new face on there as well, because I'm sure Anthony will be back next week. But even a fourth face, what have you? Even different weeks, what have you? Maybe contact you and you'll say no if you don't like them.
Yeah. There's a vetting process. No, all seriousness, to like Gav's point there, drop us a message. Look, if this podcast isn't about being serious, it's about giving you opinions, about having a laugh. If you're coming on with the sole purpose of just being a complete plonker, don't bother. But look, if you're coming on for a laugh with some good opinions about the games, perfect. Give us more than welcome. We'll get you on.
We've got enough people who's give it to Hendry, so no one who's about to give any stick to Hendry is a star.
Yeah, we've already got that one covered with you, Gavin.
No. I'm not about to say it ever again. No, I had to say that because it's been back in my mind from now on. Like I say, he's doing his job for Neil Wood, and like I say, Neil's showing us something now. It's different to what I think we all thought at the beginning of the season. So I'm looking forward to this next few months to see if we improve on what he's done, because it's getting to these exciting months where it gets better and better, and we're still up there in a few months and what have you. I think these podcasts will be bouncing and stuff, won't they? Well,
certainly after the new year, if you're still in that top 3, top 4, it does get exciting, and you kind of start believing a little bit that it's possible. Look, we're certainly at this stage of season compared to last season, we're in a better position. So, but on a side note, Gav, you bring some good opinion. You have some great insights. You bring some good points to the table. So, you know, and you mean it with all good intention. So that's the whole point of the podcast. Even if it wasn't, you can say what you want. It's a fans podcast. So. Hey, you want to watch his dad? He'll have your throat. Right. Cheers, Gav. Thanks very much, mate.
Thank you, mate. Have a good evening.
Enjoy the game tomorrow.
A good game.
Take care. Yeah. See you later, guys. Bye bye.